Econ Center. Mitchell Toll, pastor and artist, will deliver the keynote address at the summer commencement. All right, I'm going to go over now and say hello to my friend, Dr. Seth Ford with Cleveland Eye Clinic. Good morning, Dr. Ford.
Good morning, Steve.
How are you, buddy?
Glad to see you this morning. Doing great. Thank you so much.
Great to see you. You and I have been talking about a case that you had, and I'll let you introduce him here in a second. An amazing situation you had at the Cleveland Eye Clinic, and with a young man here, and so we finally put it together. Tell me what's happening here.
Yeah, we just had an amazing story. Not necessarily unique, but sort of fun, I guess, and tragic. It could have been in many ways. But we had a young man, Michael, here. He's 11 years old, and his story, I think, highlights a number of things. Number one, the reality and importance of safety and BB gun safety in particular, and something that we take for granted and maybe laugh at statistics, but nobody laughs at it when it happens to you. And pretty significant injury, highlighting both just what an amazing young man Michael is, to try to create some awareness about BB gun safety, and also some awareness about just what tremendous care and outcome we got, even in such a crazy and really dangerous situation for Michael, that he was able to get the care he needed at Cleveland Eye Clinic.
All right, so Michael, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Good morning. I'm good.
Good, man. So you're 11, and hey, where do you go to school?
Lake Forest now.
You're at Lake Forest, or will be. Okay. So, Michael, tell me what happened to you, bud.
I got shot in the eye with a BB gun because I was one of my friends was being dumb and shooting at trees.
Okay, so you get shot in the eye. Did it ricochet or something? So tell me what right when that happened. Tell me. Obviously, the pain was unbelievable, I would say.
Yes, very much. It was very painful because I didn't know what to do, and my head was telling me not to panic that bad because I had grown-ups around. So yeah.
All right. So I guess they called.
Yeah, so Michael was at a friend's house. He was 10 years old, and they were playing with BB guns like 10-year-old boys do sometimes. And this happened, and I think, as I understand it, his friend was pointing it at a tree and protecting himself at an angle where it wouldn't come back, but the angle actually ricocheted and went and hit Michael directly in the eye. And thankfully, it was a ricochet injury and not a direct injury. It would have been more catastrophic. So when we think about injuries like this, BBs can, and I've actually dealt with cases where they actually penetrated the eye and ruptured the eye, which is would be catastrophic for an eye. Usually in those cases, you don't get much vision back. You're just trying to save the eye. But thank goodness in Michael's case, it was a ricochet injury. And his grandmother, Tomaline, came and brought him to Cleveland Eye Clinic the day that it happened, back in May of last year. And when he came in, of course, when you get that report, you're like, oh boy, this is not going to be good. And the young man came in, and he was a real trooper. Really brave, and was able to cooperate with the exam even as a 10-year-old young man. At the time, he was count fingers in the eye. I mean, he couldn't even see the eye chart, and well below legal blindness at that time. And anyway, he needed a number of drops. Thank goodness it didn't rupture his globe or penetrate his eye, but it did cause significant damage inside of his eye, to the point that it ruptured some of not only the iris, but also some of the structures containing his lens. So as a result, he very quickly developed a significant cataract on the eye, a traumatic cataract. And so thankfully we were able to stabilize the eye through the dedication of his grandmother and his grandfather, and what a good job they're doing taking care of him, and what a good patient he is with medicines and drops, and being very diligent and keeping his appointments, which is always step one in getting a good outcome in these situations. But we're always crossing our fingers and lifting our prayers in these situations, because good outcomes are pretty rare when BB guns are involved, quite honestly, with the eye. So he actually ended up having surgery with me in July of 2023 to remove that cataract and try to get an artificial lens in his eye, which we were able to successfully do. And it's very exciting for him. Within a week, he was seeing 20/40 in the eye, which was really tremendous. He actually his vision got a little worse after that due to some scar tissue that developed. But then in May of this year, we actually did a laser to clear out some of that scar tissue, and now he sees 20/25 in that eye with no glasses, which is tremendous outcome and a real blessing. It's a testament to the young man he is and the quality care that we give at Cleveland Eye Clinic and the dedicated grandparents that he has to keep those appointments and do what he needs, and just really what great care we can offer, not just in ophthalmology, but across all specialties here in Cleveland. And Michael is a testament to that, for sure.
Michael, what's it been like for you now that as Dr. Ford said, your sight is so much better?
It's been a lot better than usual because I've been able to see a lot better without having to keep one eye focused on another thing.
What going through something like this, we all learn things. What have you learned through all this?
I learned to not trust my friend with a BB gun ever again.
Well, I understand. Dr. Ford, let's talk about BB gun safety, and what are some things you recommend? Like you said, there's children, boys, girls. I mean, people play around with BB guns. What do you tell people?
Well, I think first and foremost, and Michael, I'm a little boy too, and your friend is a little boy, and I was a little boy one time, but little boys are just dumb sometimes.
Yeah, that's right.
And we just don't think about
Some
things.
46-year-old boys are still
Right,
dumb.
and I'm glad you said that, Steve.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
We need people like Bridget to watch out for us. don't we?
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, and so I guess on paper, eye protection is important. Educating young kids about what's safe to shoot with a BB gun and what isn't. I think BB guns can be a useful thing to teach gun safety and how to do that if it's done properly. But if they don't receive that education and or supervision while they're learning that, it can be, in this case, extremely dangerous to the point that even as dangerous as a real gun in some cases. We've seen more horrific injuries than Michael. He was very fortunate and blessed in this situation. And just that supervision, not to take it for granted, and not when you teach them, but not only to reinforce that, but to test them and to make sure they know and that they're following those rules, just like you would if they had a real gun or anything else potentially dangerous. So we're very fortunate, and I just, thank goodness Michael and his family trusted us. They had opportunities, and I even talked to them about potential referrals to Vanderbilt for more acute care, and given such a complex case. But they elected to keep that with us. We had confidence that we could do it, and we said yes, that we would take care of him. And we're able to do that right here. In Cleveland Eye Clinic's been taking care of people here for over 50 years. Eddie Duncan and Nancy Blank and Tom McGuire, and now me and Dr. Rosenberger and Dr. Adam Luca are part of that legacy to be able to do that. We've sort of adopted the mantra of excellence, integrity, and compassion in how we take care of folks. And of course, Michael's care, I think, elevated to probably on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as eye care goes to a 8 or a 9. In traumatic cases, they make good stories, but there's lots of equally complex cases that we take care of and get good outcomes for people as much as possible. And it helps people also trust us with more routine care, things like cataract surgery and more routine care where the complexity is much lower, but we can certainly, if we can take care of 8s and 9s, we can certainly take care of 3s and 4s on that complex scale. So I just want to thank our team, both the technicians, our administration, our front desk team, the radio, just getting the word out there about injuries and awareness, and young men like Michael, brave enough and cooperative enough. I was just so really proud of him and his family, how they did all these drops. Sometimes that can be really frustrating in medicine where we know what needs to be done, but the reality of life, it just doesn't get done like we want it to sometimes. But Michael's case was certainly an exception to that. And when you have a 10-year-old boy that lets him take stitches out of his eye while he's right there in the office at the eye clinic, you got a special one. And I know that he is, and I've just been so proud of him.
Dr. Seth Ford, how do we get more information about Cleveland Eye Clinic?
Well, yeah, you always call in our office, 423-472-5401 for an appointment, or clevelandeyeclinicpc.com as our website. But, talk to your friends and loved ones. They know we take good care of them, too. So we're always happy to do it, and we're just so thankful for Michael, and thank God for his outcome, for sure.
Talk about my longtime friend, Eddie Duncan, who I loved. Michael, anything you want to say here, buddy? What would you like to say as we close?
Next time, let people know to put on gun safety first.
Yeah.
Eye protection, really important. Safety glasses, they got some that look really cool these days.
Yeah.
And they're just a simple thing. And there's that simple moment where it's like, oh, what just hit my safety glasses, to, oh my gosh, now I'm committed to a year or two of intense surgery and medicine and inconvenience and even risk to your vision. So never can tell what happens, but I'm just so proud for Michael.
Michael, I hope you have a great year at Lake Forest, buddy. It's great meeting you. I'm so glad things turned out well. Great to have your grandfather with us. What's your name, sir?
Hadagi.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much. And we're going to take a quick break right here. Dr. Seth Ford, Cleveland Eye Clinic, and we're back in just a moment. Mark?